So welcome back, ladies and gents, to the RaidCall EMS One Fall Cup number 4. It's the last in all of them until we get to those groups and playoffs. But we are now into the round of 16. We kind of had a little bit of an interesting start to things. MyXMG not quite stepping up like they should. But now we have another game of a completely different importance. It's about trying to be safe in this more than anything, because ESC Gaming aren't necessarily in the safest position currently. Things can go wrong for them, so we wanted to at least check in to see how they're performing today. Their initial game went extremely well. I think it was a 16-3 victory according to the bracket. So certainly looking like they're ready for this one. But let's have a look at the brackets overall so you can understand what we're doing here, because it's not just about this game going on, is it? It's about all the others, because their points right now, they're currently sitting on 45. Now, they've got fairly far through, and I believe they'll be on 70 points if they get this game under their belt. But mFaculty are no easy game to get themselves into. Currently, mFaculty are in 8th position, so they're pretty much sorted. But ESC, if they don't win this one, and a couple of the other teams actually pick up the victories, there could be some trouble here, can't there?
Yeah, it's just kind of dependent on exactly what goes down. And, you know, it's kind of a weird position to be in where, say, ESC does lose this game, your fate's out of your hands. It's up to all the other teams on how they do.
Correct.
And I know a lot of teams hate to be in that position, but that just gives them a little bit more motivation, maybe. They're looking at this game like, you know what? Let's try our hardest. Yeah, let's beat mFaculty. Then we can feel safe. We can, you know, feel calm. We can finally cool down a little bit and go into the playoffs a little bit later on next week. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I like being in that position or if I like being in the other position where I'm just fighting for my chance to actually be in there. I mean, technically they're still doing that.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
you know, knowing that if you lose, you're out, kind of makes you feel a little bit more safe in the end.
Yeah, it's certainly a hard position for them to be in, because if you do check out the current points on the csgo.raidcall-ems1.com site, you can kind of work out what's going on here. So all the teams currently below them who are into this cup, who are already through to the round of 16, have the chance to overtake them essentially. If they do get those points and they go further forward, there's always chance for movement in this. This is the big point here. If ESC don't get this, they're in trouble. And as you said, it's completely out of their hands. They can't change anything at this point now. It's just all about the game they're into. And in mFaculty, as we said, they've been doing so well. They've had to buy in the first round because they are already pretty much safe within this tournament. There's no real chance for them to be moving, you know, in that aspect. But still, they want to at least, you know, make sure their seeding's correct, make sure they get the best chance for themselves to go forward, because, you know, obviously seeding matters in this. If you get, you know, a nice route through in the playoffs or, you know, a slightly more favorable one, then you're pretty happy. You can get yourselves even further forward in this, and more money, more problems, but that's a whole different kind of thing. But no, it's certainly all down to these teams right now, because the likes of 3D Max can upset. They're facing off Western Wolves at the almost at the top of the bracket. You know, Team Solemn can also upset, although they're against NC Esports, who did take down NIP just last playday. So there's a lot of movement going on. Make sure you check it out on the brackets as well on the same site that I just told you. Go on there and just have a look on what's going down, because it's going to be a hard one either way you look at this. It's not going to be easy for either side. I think mFaculty know what they're up against here. Everyone knows ESC by now. There's certainly no newcomers to this game. And mFaculty have been doing quite well for themselves. It's really weird seeing, you know, Swedish people playing for mFaculty rather than just the pure Germans. It just kind of confuses me. I'm sure you guys at home know that feeling as well.
Where's Asmo?
Exactly. It's just like, what? Where are these guys? I think I'm getting a little bit of a graphics bug for a second. So I don't know what my thoughts are towards this. I'm kind of on the fence here, but do let me know your predictions towards this one.
I did to say this before. It was ENCE. You're right. I think I said Team Refuse beat NIP a little bit earlier on, but yeah, it was. You're right. It was ENCE. But predictions. I don't know. I got the last one right. I'm feeling a little.
You're feeling good about this.
I'm feeling
now,
like I should stop now, like gambling. Like, you know, you're playing blackjack and
you're ahead.
You won 3 or 4 times, and you're like, should I stop now when I'm $500 up, or should I test my luck one more time? But, you know, looking into this, I think the fact that ESC really wants it and really needs it gives that little bit of an edge. But mFaculty, they have such a strong lineup. I mean, adding Kerrigan into there, seeing him on Fnatic last season, like, they have a strong, both teams have a very strong lineup, but I think it comes down to who wants it. And I think ESC, I think they really want it.
Yeah, indeed. And do let us know, by the way, via Twitch chat and on Twitter if you do want to get involved with your predictions, because I kind of want to know what you guys at home think as well, because it's not just about this tournament as well. It's about what's going on overall for these teams. You can see all the Twitter below there. So if you do, you know, at RaidCall EMS1 with @TheyCallMePansy or JCapLol, we can see it as well. I want to know your thoughts towards this, because it's a hard one to call, because mFaculty on paper, probably, I don't know, they're outperforming ESC. But on paper, you look at the caliber of the players that ESC has, it's very hard to deny them. You've got Pasha in there, and this man's been absolutely on point throughout the entire tournament. Every single time he's just turned up. But then again, you know, everyone else can still do it. Every single member within these two lineups is insane on their own right. You know, it's so hard to predict. The first map and the only map, as it is a best of one, will be Mirage, one of the more even maps in the current map pool. I think it's 52% to CT, so it's a really balanced one. There's no massive T bias or massive CT bias, but then it just comes down to the team and their strategies. So you might see, you know, ESC really confident on the CT side. I think we saw, you know, one of the play days not too long ago, Pasha with the AWP in mid on that CT side was absolutely astounding, just annihilating the opposition. Very strong team on this. They've been playing a lot of Mirage as well. I'll go through their kind of track record on this map. It's certainly something to keep in note. But I haven't seen a lot of end faculty here, so I'm kind of warming up to them. I know they're extremely talented. I've enjoyed, you know, whichever team they've been in, there's been several of them. You know, the likes of RDL, Snacks, and Spitfire. They've kind of chopped and changed organizations, but they're certainly talented, and they've shown that by just getting to this point and getting themselves safe already before the end of the cup. So.
I think you pointed out something really key was the whole thing, the whole fact that Pasha locking down middle, and you know we saw just last week how crucial that can really be. Teams that can take control of it, use that to their advantage, and their positioning can really lock down some rounds. And
definitely.
Maybe the whole change-ups that have happened, maybe if Pasha has an amazing game like he's been having, they can control that. And through that, get a lot of rounds put up on the terrace side. And we can talk about bias all day, but we just saw in the last one, you know, my XMG didn't do that great on terrace side when they naturally should be able to do well, you know, going down 7-1, but then they came back quite a few rounds on the CT side. And I think it just comes down to what's your comfort level on that map, on that side. And hopefully, I have a really good feeling we're going to have an amazing game here. Oh,
for sure. This is one of the very early games, and I know there's a lot of games going on right now as well that also mean just as much to the teams just below us, ESC, but I thought, you know, I haven't had a chance to see, you know, in faculty for quite some time. I haven't seen ESC in the last play day or the one prior, I don't think. So it's quite nice to get a little bit of an update, see how they're performing at the moment, because there's a lot of other leagues going on at the same time, and, you know, just constant progression on these maps. You just see these teams evolving time and time again. So let's drop you into games. I think they are almost ready to get this one underway. And I can kind of take you through the recent history, especially with ESC on Mirage. Now, as we said, it is quite a balanced map. It is just pretty much what what you see on the tin. It's very even, very much, you know, whoever turns up on the day. And let's have a little talk through, you know, the last bits of performances, especially in the SLTV series. The likes of VG, you know, Very Games, ESC lost to them 16-6 in their recent game on Mirage, but they've been playing this a hell of a lot. USSR, they beat them 16-4. They lost to Fnatic in quite a close game, though, 16-11. And even the Astana Dragons, they took them to overtime here. So they picked up 17 rounds, took it to overtime. Astana stepped up, as you would expect they would. But it's certainly, you know, a map that they've been working on. So something that I'm looking at is how they've already evolved. I'm not too aware of Infaculty on this map. I know individually I've seen Spitfire going huge, Pronax, all of them have their moments on here, but I'm certainly not too certain on how these guys are actually going about this. So I'm kind of waiting to see how they turn up today, because it's all down to on-the-day performance, you know what I mean? Because it's a best of one. It doesn't matter, you know, if, you know, yesterday you were playing awfully, but you kind of get yourselves together today, because in these best of ones, it's all about in the moment.
And looking at both these teams, you talked about their lineups already a little bit. You know, who is the big person on each team? I mean, you mentioned Pasha a little bit. You've mentioned so many people on faculty. You've actually mentioned every single member here. But, you know, who's, like, to you, the real person, the real man to watch that can really take his team on his back and really carry them through? Okay, well, for ESC, for me, it's all depending on how, let's say, you know, ESC are on the CT side, right? For me, it depends on how the T-side want to rush, because we've seen Taz, if you've seen the Deagle clip, if you haven't, I will link it in chat afterwards. Taz, when they push towards the A site, for example, he can hold them back. He generally plays there, and he's brilliant at it. But then again, if they use mid a lot, if they allow Pasha to rotate through with the AWP, he can just about do as much damage through A. But then you look towards M Faculty. You know, Pyth, really talented, but I'm going to put my money on RDL to step up for M Faculty, and I'm going to go for Pasha on ESC. Just, they're very even, they're very talented, but I think it's all dependent on how the opposing side plays against them to allow them into the game. Well, it looks like we're going to find out very soon. The game will be starting up here. We're going to get into that fantastic knife round that everyone loves to watch.
So much, right?
And how neither of us have an accent that we can actually do besides British and American. I tried doing Australian once.
Exchanged, really? Did it go badly?
It was terrible.
But yeah, bear in mind.
I was like, strip on the Bobby, mate. And then it turned into like another accent that I don't know where it came from.
That was vile. Don't do that again. But as we said, this is one of the more even maps. So map bias, or, you know, starting on your favorite side, is completely down to the team. In fact, you will get the choice. probably going to go for CT, just as it's slightly more favored. Yeah, they will do stay on the CT side. And yeah, it is 52%, so it's one of the most even maps out there. Cash is not too far from it either. But then bear in mind, Cash hasn't been played to the extent of the likes of, Dust or Train or Nuke that, it really has the metagame broken. This has been played quite some time now in competitive play as well, and it's kind of found its footing. So we'll be going into this one. Where's your money on this? Who's winning it?
I think I'm going to stick with what I said earlier. I think I called ESC a little bit earlier. I think I'm going to stick to my guns here.
All right.
And I think it's going to be a very close game. Like, we're looking at, 13 rounds apiece, at least.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm going to go with ESC. Does that mean you're going with Faculty?
I love the way ESC play this map, but just to, be devil's advocate, I'm going in Faculty. I've seen them play a lot.
ESC's going to win.
Oh, wow. Okay, so let's get into first pistol anyway. Let's see what we've got going down here. On the T side, it will be ESC. They are looking towards A. It will be Neo, Taz, Bialy, Pasha, and Snacks facing off against Spitfire, Pronax, Carrigan, RDL, and Pyth. So extremely talented lineups. The flashes, the smokes are being put down towards the A side. Pronax head down, laying in wait. Is Taz bursting forward, and Taz opens up, taking down Pyth and Pronax. Not going to get the follow-up. Neo pushing in, trying to lock down the rotate. Snacks is in there too. It's just RDL, Carrigan, and Spitfire standing. Nice counter nade though. Snacks gets the knife onto Spitfire, but now it's a 2v4, and it's not looking good for Faculty in this round unless RDL can keep doing what he's doing. Two already in the bag. Taz laying around in wait. And it's all onto RDL, looking at Pasha, but that's what happens. Taz comes around and slaps you back down to size. Taz already picking up 2 in that round, and RDL with 2 himself, I do believe. But let's look, checking the score. No, Taz for 3, and RDL for 2. So really impressive stuff already coming out from these guys. I've got to say, the execution then from ESC wasn't ideal towards the afterplant, but they held it down long enough to just really lock in that round. Yeah,
the entrance, it wasn't clean. Like, it wasn't 100% clean, but they got the kills eventually that they needed, and they definitely got the bomb down, which is really important. And they were able to kill RDL before he could become more of a nuisance here. But with the eco round that we're going to see come in, we're actually going to have Snacks go off by himself over towards this B side, and the rest of ESC going to sit over towards A. Snacks just rushes in, gets a kill. He's going to go down momentarily, I would assume, as Pronax gets knocked down to 36 health, and this has to mean ESC is going to push over towards A, and in fact they are. They already got the bomb coming in. They're going to get the bomb down momentarily, and with the guns, I mean, can Faculty, if we're looking at this realistically, come back into this site and take it? And there's always a chance, but not a great chance. Not when Pasha has a Galil in hand.
Yeah, not an easy task at all.
And you see, Bialy already picks up a kill. And I think they're just going to end up closing out one by one. And I think they're just trying to limit how many people they do lose out here. And, they lost Snacks because he did rush B, which is completely fine. Not a big deal in the end. I don't believe he even bought up from that round. And Pyth trying to wait for someone, Spitfire as well. But Spitfire does go down. And Pyth all to himself. Can he pick up one before he goes down? He doesn't, unfortunately for him. And a fairly clean round for ESC here. Going to take him to a very early 2-0. But will we see potentially an early buy come out that we saw happen so many times in the game just prior?
Yeah, it's going to be hard. Anyway, going into that third round now, it's all about this final one. Will there be an early buy? I don't think they've made enough money really to go for it.
Don't believe so.
There's no chance. So they don't want to be risking that one. So it'll be Pyth and Co. They're taking really interesting routes to get around towards A. None of them going the usual way. And Neo just pinning Pronax to the wall, taking his head off there. And here's a 5v4. And Faculty are stacking out the A side now. They look like they're playing for the retakes. They're hardly challenging. Bearing in mind they do just have pistols. It's probably the better option. Maybe try and go some sneaky little picks here and there. But Neo denies another. That's 2 already for him. Carrigan, RDL, and Spitfire still the last 3 standing. And Carrigan's already in trouble. Spitfire comes around, does find Pasha. But still, that's 1 kill against the bomb plant and then 4 members. So not looking good. It does seem to be that 3-round clean kind of take here. And Spitfire just getting a couple on the way out. 2 already for him. Just going to be trying to deny easy, money build up, and he'll get some good pocket change in his pockets. But there we go. Bialy will find him, and that 3-round clean slate will sit for ESC. But now it's time for the comeback if there's going to be one. And Faculty need to make a stand right now before that momentum starts building.
They've really accumulated a lot of money. I mean, Taz, he was sitting on $9,000 before he actually bought up here, and they're all going to be sitting there with AKs, but it's a patented gun round. Friend Faculty here. Will they be able to get the kills they need? Will they be able to lock down a round here? Because this is where it's really going to matter. They need to get these kills here. They haven't been too successful so far, just sitting on a mere 5 in these first 3 rounds. But RDL, let's see if he can make any work happen on this catwalk. You kind of pinned him to be the man to watch, but let's see if he can kind of keep up with that as we're going to tag along with Bialy now. Being a little nuisance over towards A, as they're actually going to be pushing up against him here. It'd be fantastic for them to pick up the kill, but instead they back away, not really committing to it just yet. But you can see on that mini-map, Bomb is heading over towards this B site. And currently, only Carrigan's there by himself with an AWP, which I mean, it could pretty much be like 3 people there with him with an AWP to hold down a site. And the rest of ESC just kind of waiting for their moment to shine, waiting to go for that push that they're really counting down to. And Kerrigan, he needs to get this first shot. He needs to be able to kill Neo when he comes around this corner. If he wants to be able to hold the site, he does get the kill. He's going to be able to back away. They know where the bomb is, but just as I say that, bomb decides to back away, so it looks like the hit is going to come down to A here. And Spitfire, oh, he gets killed from the back. Pasha coming in, making a big play right there, gets the kill. Might be able to open up the side as well as he decides to start pushing towards Catwalk, but Bomb heading up a ramp right now. And Pip, he doesn't even know Bialy was right there, not even looking at him, but he comes around the corner, gets the kill. Pronax picks up a kill himself, but Snacks does end up killing him. And now it's a 3-on-2 here. Snacks very low on health, but Kerrigan still has an AWP. And RDL, if he can get another kill just like that, they might be able to have a nice round here. He gets the kill, and now it's all up to Snacks. Can he hold on to this? He's against an op on Kerrigan. He's against RDL, who just goes down. It's a 1v1 here, 67 to 21 health, and he's just going to hide behind these boxes, maybe peek out and get that kill. Time is ticking away here, and Snacks playing very smart, making Kerrigan come to him, and he gets the kill. Taking it 4 rounds to 0 now. Fantastic play out of Snacks to get that 2v1. And that just kind of, that's a big hit in the motivation for End Faculty. That really is. Yeah, that's absolutely huge. Even though Kerrigan did deny that easy push towards B, they just rotated so quickly. They already had those 2 players kind of meandering around by A, and it was an easy hit for them. 4-0 currently, and the CT side will be back on those pistols. It's not looking good. Every single time there's been pretty much a bomb plant for the T side, so their money funds are going to be sitting very nicely currently. And I've got to say, this is troubling for the End Faculty fans out there. If you aren't backing these guys, it's not a great start going towards them. But anyway, Bialy does catch a glimpse, takes down Pyth quite easily. Pronax will be on the site as well, but you can see already RDL backing away, trying to find the best way around. He's right around the back. They're going to be applying the pressure through mid. It could catch a couple off guard. Snacks finding Kerrigan, and now it's pretty much shooting fish in a barrel, as you'd expect. Neo and Taz doing work, and there we have it. Nice, easy, clean round, not losing a player. Bomb doesn't go down, but still. They're looking pretty good, and Taz, Snacks, Bialy, Neo, every single one of them stepping up right now. Pasha hasn't really had the chance of running that AWP on the CT side. I think he'll start really putting that to use. But at the moment, I don't think they even need to worry about that. 5 rounds to the good, they're sitting pretty. And look at their economy right now. I mean, they're sitting on pretty much 5,000 plus on every single member easily, except Pasha, unfortunately for him. But they can kind of afford to, quote unquote, lose a couple of rounds here and still be healthy enough to buy up the next one. But Bialy's already pushed into B here. He's looking for the first kill. He does get it onto RDL, so that shuts out that site. They actually pick up another kill. Snacks getting Kerrigan down as Pasha picks up a kill on the Pronax. And remember, this is a buy round for End Faculty, but it's looking like it's not, as Pyth, the only member surviving with an M4 right now against the 5 members of ESC. He's going to be able to pick up one onto Snacks. Will we pick up a second, though? He does, in fact, get onto Bialy, but he still has a lot of work cut out for him in the form of Pasha, Taz, and Neo. Bomb is taken away, but as you can see on the map, Pasha going to be going around for the flank here, and they want to get this gun down. And if they do, considering how little money that the faculty has, it's looking like there will be another eco round for them. And here we go. They're closing on both sides. Taz, is he going to get the kill? He doesn't actually he does get the kill, but Pyth does take one down with him, though. Neo goes down, but still, 3 members of ESC going down. They get a little bit of money off of them, but now End Faculty not sitting too pretty as they'd like to on money. Going to be actually buying up this round, but it's currently 6-0 in favor of ESC. Yeah, they're forcing that one in there. They're left on like 100. So they got to buck the trend, though. They're going into the 7th round now. They can't allow ESC to build this early lead. Yeah, maybe, you know, ESC are comfortable on that T side, but still, you want to be making sure you're getting these in. And look at this presence towards A. 3-2 split. Taz, Neo, and Pasha towards the apartments. Flash is going in. It's time to start pushing. Here we go. Snacks finding 5. Pasha eliminating Kerrigan. Pronax does take a stand. He's taken 2. Not going to get the 3rd. Taz denies that. And now it's a 3v2 situation, firmly in favor to the T side. And this is looking unbelievable right now. Taz, can you get any more? Pasha's found RDL. Only Spitfire stands. And he's got a lot of work on his plate. Although Pasha very low on HP, Neo fairly low, and Taz, but he doesn't know that. He's going to back away and look to save this weapon. And I just heard from our statman, Tim. What, Bruno's here? That Taz's kills so far, 100% of them are headshots. He's a bit of a beast. He's a Tasmanian beast. Oh my god, shut up. Dear lord, man. You say that though, right? The worst thing is that I've been trying to make puns about Neo, but he has got the little Matrix thing as his actual display picture. That's too easy, though. Indeed, it's like on a plate for you. It's like, God. But anyway,
overall, this is looking a little bit dire for Faculty, who are actually, you know, better ranked than ESC right now. They've been getting better results, but at the moment, it's not looking good.
Yeah, they're not really showing it. And, I mean, obviously they can afford to lose this if we're to be completely honest about it. But losing a game like this, you know, against ESC, who they probably feel confident beating, it can kind of really hurt that momentum and the morale of the team going into the playoffs next week, where you need to pick up those wins in that group stage to advance into the offline finals. But either way, they still have their chance to come back. They're only down 7 rounds. We've seen bigger comebacks than this. But Neo going to be actually taken down by Kerrigan right there with that pistol. So they do pick up 1 kill, but they're not fortunately able to pick up that gun. And Pasha getting killed from the back by Pronex. So that's 2 members of ESC going down. They're going to have a gun in hand. I believe Pythe's going to get that AK. They actually, we're going to have 2 here. This is not looking good for ESC. Looking like they may lose their first rounds. Bialy, he says no. He picks up 2 kills right there. Gets those guns down. Spitfire does come around the corner, picks up a kill onto him. So now it's a 2-on-2 here. Snacks is coming on from the back. Get a kill on RDL. And now that leaves Spitfire all to himself with 42 HP. Trying to think, will he try to go for a save here onto that? Will he try to go for the finish? He doesn't. Actually, does have a kit on him, so he could potentially go for it, but Taz is waiting in sight. Snacks just spraying and praying from the back. He gets 1 kill onto him, but Snacks gets the kill back onto him. And that takes it to a flawless game so far out of ESC.
Yeah, indeed. Going for the absolutely perfect game. And bearing in mind, the only player who did keep an M for them was Spitfire from the prior round. And they did do a lot of work, but still, it was not enough to take down that 1 remaining player. And the scoreline, as you said, sitting extremely nicely in favor to ESC right now. 8-0, showing their real class on this map and just completely locking out Faculty. I've never seen these guys looking so quiet. It's a little bit worrying, but anyway, Faculty gonna have to get themselves going now as ESC are looking towards that A site. Flashes are going over. Taz, the headshot machine, will be leading the way, and Kerrigan finding Snacks through mid. Pyth sitting back. You can see the fire just being sprayed through. And now Taz finding Kerrigan. Not a headshot, but still it is absolutely key to open up this site. Spray down from Pronax and Spitfire comes through. No massive connections. Neo finds him back, leaving only Spitfire and RDL to deny this easy plant. RDL claiming Taz brings it to a 2v2 now. Oh, lovely shotgun in from Neo. Denies RDL the chance to stop that plant going down, and now only Spitfire stands once again in a 1v2. This time it's Bialy and Neo, though, to find. Still not an easy task in any way, shape or form. Spitfire now edging in. Clock ticking. He's got a good idea when one is. That nade could do some real damage towards Neo, and it's done just that, but Bialy pins him to the wall, quickly not allowing a step towards that site for the defuse. And that clean slate is still looking pretty darn good. 9-0.
Just imagine if they like shut them out here, you know, 16-0, like going into the match after that, like they could secure even a higher seed for themselves, because just winning this match alone will pretty much secure, or you know, it will secure them, I'll 100%. Say, into the group stages of the playoffs here. But we're going to see Kerrigan does have the 8 AP towards middle, going to be dropping down, trying to go for a kill. He does pick up 1 on Neo, but can he get a second? Fortunately, misses that shot on Taz, and if you do that to Taz, he's going to pick up the kill back onto you, which he in fact does. And now it's a 4-on-4 here as Bialy. His shots, I mean, you talk about Taz, he's been doing phenomenal with these shots to lock down these rounds. And just as I talk about that, he almost goes down right here, but gets the kill onto Pyth. And now in Faculty, I mean, we're looking at this game, and ESC, they're just walking all over them, 9-0. It's not like they're not playing really well, they are, but they're just shutting them down left and right. Like, they walk into a site and they say, this is ours. We're going to take this from you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And in Faculty, they need to do something to come back here, because being down 10 rounds on the CT side here in Mirage, that is not where you want to be.
No, if you were maybe on like Nuke, for example, and you're on the T side and you had 10 rounds against you, you're like, we got a chance to turn this around. Right now, this is one of the most even maps. This should not be the scoreline by any means. It should be very even, very, you know, close. But it's strange. Faculty aren't even, you know, playing for the retakes. They're literally just going all in, being like, okay, we'll challenge here and here. Oh, we've got 3 players left. Let's try the retake, maybe. And it's just, there's no cohesion. As you said, you know, the ESC boys can literally look towards us like, we quite like A right now. Let's try and open this one up. Bear in mind, though, the bomb is at B. They are looking to make this one count, nevertheless. And there's a little bit of a mixed buy coming out from the CT side. A couple of Famases, a couple of M4s, some pistols in the mix. Nothing too great, but still enough to do damage. Seems like they will be playing for the retake now. Let's see if they can pull this one off. But then, again, the bomb is, you know, over by Taz and Snacks by B. They've just caught a glimpse of RDL, who gets tagged up down to 74. Python laying in wait, does find Pasha. Much better work now coming out, getting the early advantage. Bialy, though, still looking for it. He knows where he is. Lovely shot from Bialy. Absolutely insane. Takes out Pyth and brings it back all even. And Neo knows there's a rotate. He knew Karrigan would be there. Does get a couple of shots off. No connections, though. 4v4. Where is that bomb going? 37 seconds. They're kind of faking out B and working background to A. They pulled a couple of the members of their faculty towards it, at least in the slightest way. Taz still doing the kind of distraction work here, leaving the others to try and take that A site. Taz still trying to draw the attention in, just making as much noise as possible. Going to be challenging down RDL. He has found RDL, and that has allowed firm entrance now towards that A site. And this is just beautiful play from ESC. This is the practice coming in. Neo takes down Pronax, Snacks on the Spitfire, and there we go. Snacks will follow up onto Karrigan. And beautiful, beautiful play. Running the clock down, but they knew where they were going eventually.
The thing is, looking at the score, or not the score, the scoreboard, I mean, we do see, obviously, Snacks 14 kills, you see Bialy 13, you see Taz 11, and even with Neo and Pasha both having 8, it isn't even about the kills that's really making them play so well. It's about their cohesion, their synergy that they're pulling off, the flashes to get into the sides, the backing each other up left and right. That's really been opened up every single side as Bialy gonna get the first team kill of the game. First team kill of, I believe, the Cup so far, but Taz getting another kill onto Karrigan with the headshot, gets another one on the Pyth. And another one on a Spitfire. How many headshots has this guy gotten so far this game? They're just walking yet again all over in faculty, and it's looked like we're going to see the 12th round of this first half. 12 rounds to ESC. RDL, he has something to say about it, though. He wants to come around, but his mouth was shut.
Yeah, indeed. Neo just kind of clamping that one shot and just closing out the round there. This is unbelievable. In fact, you were in 8th position. These guys were up there with, like, Very Games. They're up with NIP, with Copenhagen, all these teams that, are renowned. They were up there, and ESC had a bit of a rocky road initially through these cups. But they stepped up towards the last couple. But this scoreline was never what I expected to see, and this time around it does seem as though the T side will be looking towards that B side. Big presence there, Bialy leading the way. RDL will try and deny them easy access. Pyth fighting Pasha, here we go. RDL does take down Bialy pretty darn quickly. Karrigan quickly on the rotate now, trying to get himself around to the side. Lovely positioning, finds Snacks, follows up onto Neo. Taz now the last man standing in a 1v4. He's running the hell out of there, and I do not blame him. But then again, he can afford to lose this round if he wants to. They have got money stacked to the roof. And kill-wise, he's pretty comfortable. So Taz will do whatever he plays with this round. He's going to try and pick it up. Nice connection onto RDL there. Takes one down. 3 more to find. And this man, not going to do it today. 12-1 is the scoreline. Finally, faculty get back into it. And I feel as though that was just more that ESC went for an all-in rush towards the site, and then Karrigan rotated correctly. Yeah,
I completely agree. They didn't even bother with smokes and flashes. They put one down, obviously, but they just kind of, all right, well, we're up 12 rounds. We can afford to just run it in there and maybe lose a round or two, or maybe just win another round for themselves. And fortunately for them, they did lose one, so that's got to be a sigh of relief for faculty. And I predicted earlier this to be a very close match, and right now it's proving to not really be here. But ESC still 11 rounds up here in this first half as we hit round 14. And faculty, with that one win, can they start to turn around? Can they start to take this momentum here and get some much-needed rounds on this counter-terrorist side as Snacks gonna spot Karrigan right there, but Karrigan getting dropped pretty low on health, but does the same to Snacks here, and no kills coming in just yet. But Pasha, oh, he's gonna spot one member of faculty there, but unfortunately misses that shot. And you can't really afford to be missing those when you're trying to pretty much secure your spot in the group stage or into the playoffs, coming into the finals of the Fall 2013 Cup. Season Cup. But here we see 2 kills come in for ESC. And RDL and Pyth, it's up to you two if you want to hold down this A site, which Bomb currently rocking into site now. But Pyth, can he pick up a kill here? Does actually see Bialy, but he's not quick enough as Bialy gets the kill. RDL looking from middle. He goes down to Pasha, and now 13-1 going to the last round of the half. ESC, they have to feel so good after this first half now.
Yeah, they've got their stomping boots on. It's 13-1. This is unbelievable stuff. Taz 17 kills, Snacks 16, Bialy 13, Neo 9, and Pasha 10. But bear in mind, Neo and Pasha have barely had to do anything. The likes of Taz, Snacks, and Bialy have just been dominating this so much. It's been unreal. So it does seem to be a bit of a 3-2 split towards mid and B. RDL will be defending that B site, and that's him down. So easy access, but now maybe Karrigan can watch the crosshair and get some kills in the bag. He's taking down one, but positioned truly and well. No,
What?
Taz just says, all right, yeah, run at me, bro. I can happily take you out of here. 4v3, bomb planted down by that B site. It's all about the retake, and I just see this being stripped away from Faculty so easily. Is now just Spitfire stands. He's down and out. And my word, ESC, you are looking so good so far in this. That is an unbelievable start for these guys. You know, you said it, that maybe they needed that little bit of fire behind them, give them a real cause to get aggressive and really go for the victory. And I think we've just seen exactly that. 14-1. Wow.
It's not like the ESC. I mean, I don't want to take anything away from them, but it's not the ESC we're used to pretty much just go against the 8th seeded team in this cup and just go 14-1 against them as...
Didn't want that pen.
Yeah, I mean... It was a jerk.
Right? Yeah,
He was talking smack about you. I heard it. But, I mean, just... This is what kind of shows you that any given day, any team can just play completely different than their norm.
Yeah.
But hopefully for them, if they do secure this win, they do go into the group stages in the playoffs, that they can continue that momentum. But here we go, going into the second half.
And this is such a big round. If the T side... oh, I thought I was put it. If the CT side do manage to pick up this one pistol, they can actually roll on with just, 2 rounds back to back and win this one. That's the importance here. They have already taken down 2. Spitfire and Karrigan are out of there. Taz is doing work again. 2 frags already, leaving just Pronax and RDL standing. This could be pretty much the nail in the coffin. Bomb going down by the A side, covering fire being denied. Bialy does take down RDL. It's all on Pronax, 1v4 against the Polish classic gamers right now. Taz coming in, and it is just spelling trouble. Pronax is in a corner, and there's no way out of it. ESC will get themselves onto match point here, and by all rights, they should follow it through.
And now 1 round away from securing their place. Like, I can't imagine how happy they must be inside whatever their VoIP they're using for themselves. Probably RaidCall, I would imagine.
Yeah.
And in Faculty, I mean, they have to go for a buy here. You do have a Galil here, there's some Deagles,
Not much is what we can say.
It's definitely not much. And I'm assuming that ESC, they don't need to really just go for full-up buy here, since they know they have a lot of rounds where they can throw away if they want to. But here we go, round already kicking off here. As you see, Karrigan being dropped to 15 health, but they were able to get a kill on the Pasha. That's a good start for them. But against a fully gunned up ESC, going to be tough for them to close this one out. Bialy gets a kill on the RDL. They're sticking with Neo here as he rotates around middle. Going to be able to spot one. Oh, wow, they just closed it out from both directions. And you know what? They just closed out the game. They just locked down their position now into the playoffs. And I can't imagine how happy they are.
I think I blinked
That's the sound they were making.
Missed that last round.
Yeah.
16-1. I think we just found out what happens when ESC are kind of put in a corner and they have to fight their way out.
No one puts baby in a corner.
No one puts baby in the corner. They really just absolutely decimated Faculty, who were, by all rights, so far above them throughout this entire league. And wow, congratulations, ESC. You have just deserved your secured spot now. By all rights, they are safe within this. There's no chance that anything can change now. They're certainly within this, so we'll be seeing them in the groups, in the playoffs, hopefully, and going forward. But if they keep up performances like that, hell, we might see them in the finals, but who knows? Because 16-1 against Faculty is certainly the way we'll be going about it. Anyway, we're going to get an update from all the other games going on currently. Hopefully we can find out as soon as, what the scorelines are over the board, because, there can still be upset. There's still, a certain amount of teams really going through this.
I think all the other games are still going on
Yeah,
right
I think
now.
you just had, the quickest game in the world. But, congratulations to ESC. You certainly deserved your spot within this. And I'm not sure what position they'll go up into, but wherever it is, they've got enough points now to stay safe. So we'll have a little update overall as soon as we can kind of work out the points and find the current scorelines. And we'll be getting back to you in just about 5 minutes, I hope.